Imagine doing your job, and when minding your own business, you quite literally come face to face with the supernatural. This is what happened to a recent storyteller on my podcast, Jim Harold's Campfire. Here's her story. Lily was working in a very large hospital in the Cleveland, Ohio area. She's a respiratory therapist, and they have a number of duties. And at the time of this, bizarre occurrence, she was working in the ICU where she managed ventilators, life support machines, and things like that. Now, Lily explained to me something that I didn't know, that patients need to be transported from the ICU to an X-ray from time to time, or CT scans or testing. And in those times, a respiratory therapist like Lily has to go along with a portable ventilator. So going on these transport runs is definitely part of the job. Now, on the day in question that we're talking about, Lily was helping to transport a patient. Now, because of the size of the hospital bed and the equipment and multiple people being there, these transports are made in large freight-style elevators. We've all seen them. And in this hospital, there was a smaller conventional-style passenger elevator across the hall. So Lily was backing into this freight elevator with the patient and a nurse, and across the way there was the passenger elevator that we talked about, and there were a group of 5 or 6 people entering that. Now, Lily looked up and noticed something strange. There was something very familiar about one woman in that group on the passenger elevator. She made eye contact. Both women were looking at each other directly with the same quizzical expression. At first, Lily wondered if she was seeing what she really thought she was seeing, and yes, by the way, she was, staring directly at her. From the detail of the curve of the woman's cheek to the detail of her eyes, Lily was looking at a perfect doppelganger of herself. Now, doctors and other staff members entered the passenger elevator, almost blocking her double, but Lily said, "I want to see this person." She leaned over and maintained her gaze until the very last instant when the doors closed. Lily, being the professional she is, composed herself, transported the patient, and went about her normally appointed duties. Still, the thought of a perfect double staring back at her, it haunted her during every treatment, every interaction that day, even at lunch. But finally, the end of the day had come. Lily had a busy day. Regardless of the eerie experience of the morning, she wearily waited by the passenger elevator and jumped in first, with a few colleagues following. She was indeed ready to go home. She looked up and couldn't help to notice a group of workers transporting a patient. In the freight elevator across from her was this patient and a woman who faced her directly. Someone, again, very familiar. Lily, once again, was looking at a perfect reflection of herself, the earlier version of herself who was transporting that very same patient. Lily had seen her doppelganger twice that day in that medical ward. It's a day she'll never forget. One has to wonder, does her double remember it too? Does the double actually exist on some other plane, some multiverse? These are questions to ponder. So I want to know what you think. What are doppelgangers? Are they time slips, a trick of the mind, or a real-life glitch in the matrix? You be the judge. Let me know your theories in the comments, and if you've ever seen a doppelganger of someone else, or maybe like Lily, even of yourself. This was a true story from my podcast, Jim Harold's Campfire. Please listen on your favorite podcast app or at jimharold.com. Plus, please like and subscribe to this channel. We'll be bringing you more of these amazing true stories. Again, please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. And most importantly, until next time, stay spooky.